Today we're going to talk about utilizing sensory before motor to improve mobility. Now, if you heard me talk about mobility versus motor control before, you will know the definition that mobility is all about improving range of motion of a given joint, hopefully to its full natural extent. And if you're an athlete in a sport that requires even more than that, then safely just beyond that. So one of our kind of key tenets is that whenever we look at how the nervous system functions for a joint, to go through a full range of motion, obviously there's this symphony of muscles. Some have to relax, some have to contract. And then we have a lot of more passive elements like ligaments that are also going to be involved in some ranges of motion. Now, the question then becomes, well, how do I best work on those? Well, often the best thing that we can do is understand how the nervous system is organized. Your brain is reliant upon sensory information coming in from all the different areas, your eyes, your ears, your skin. It has to have all that information and it needs to be accurate in order for it to make good decisions about movement. So often what we do in the rehab and movement world is we reverse this. We go, okay, someone can't go into internal rotation with the right shoulder, so let's just work the heck out of that. We do a lot of motor activity. I'm not saying that's bad. I'm just saying we might want to consider that the sensation, neurologically speaking, tends to come before the motor. And if there are sensory problems, we might be able to help improve the motor output by working on that. We can also just utilize sensation as a tool, what's called a stacking tool, in order to improve some of the motor output. So I'm going to give you some examples. We're to work today on my right side internal rotation. You can pick a joint. What I want you to do is I want you to go through the full range of motion somewhere between 8 and around 20 times so that you're not fooling yourself. I don't want you to do 3 reps and then do what I show you to do and then you're gonna be like, oh, look, that was amazing. We need to warm the area up, and from a research perspective, typically we need 8 to 20 repetitions to reach our current full mobility in that given range of motion. So try to be as consistent as you can and do that. Now, next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna try some vibration. The way that we're gonna do this, I've got a little handheld massager. I'm gonna turn it on, and I'm simply gonna hold it in the hand on the side that I'm working. I'll give it about 15-20 seconds, and then as I'm holding it, I'm gonna go back through that range of motion, and I'm gonna notice, am I going further? So for me, I feel like I'm going a little bit further. It feels like it's a little bit looser, so if I were to continue to do that, that might work. I could also increase the speed or decrease the speed. So I've just slowed this one down. One of the reasons that we're talking about this is that sensory is very specific. We actually have receptors that pick up different frequencies of vibration. So by going from a low frequency to a higher frequency, I might hit different receptors, which might be the sensory input that my brain needs in order to feel better. Now, at the same time, if you're deep into neurology, you know that vibration is carried in certain pathways in the spinal cord up to the brain. I'm not going to even get into the anatomy of all this. But then we have other sensations that are carried in different pathways. So if you're going to use sensory before motor and you want to be a brain-based practitioner, then you have to know that stuff. You have to know when to test it. So now what I have here is a very nice, cool ice pack, which is great here in Vegas in the heat. So what I'm going to do here is, again, I'm going to be testing a different pathway system all the way up to my brain, right? I'm giving it cold input. That's going to go through a different, like I said, spinal cord pathway. It's going to go to the brain, and I'm going to use that, and I'm going to go back and retest my range of motion and see if it makes an even bigger difference. And in this particular case, to me, it feels like maybe I'm going a little bit further with the ice in my hand as opposed to the vibration. This is why neurology matters. If I was my own client, right, and I'm coming in saying, you know what, my tennis serve is suffering, or I'm getting shoulder pain and elbow pain when I throw baseball with my kids or whatever it is, and I start looking at that range of motion, I go, wow, that's really limited. And I say, okay, we're gonna strap a band here, we're gonna do some mobilizations. I'm gonna give you a lot of take-home exercises to really work on that mobility. That could work, but it could take a lot longer than is necessary if instead I can go, well, let's try some sensation testing. Put the cold in my hand, I get to a newfound range of motion, and then from here, because I've already gotten to the range that I'm probably going to want to reach, now I can immediately go into some stabilization and strengthening exercises in that spot. If you're new to Z Health, we are an education company. We specialize in teaching coaches, doctors, and therapists how to blend neurology with what they are already great at to help clients even faster. If you're really interested in mobility, motor control, and how all this stuff blends together within the brain and the body, we have a course coming up called No More spineless mobility. And so if you want to read about that, you can check the link below. Obviously, if you're brand new to all this stuff, please take advantage of our YouTube channel. We have over 560 videos, I think, 100,000 plus subscribers. So there's some good quality information here you can check out. We also have a free mini course you can check out in the link below. All right, have a great day.